Now that we got our fluid mesh all done, let's pay some attention to the strawberries. So let's jump back here. We've just got the body without, the seeds, hairs, or the top. So let's bring them in. I'm going to jump back out here, press escape. I should have done that beforehand. Make sure that this is not turned on. I'm going to turn off everything basically. And well, we'll have to leave that on because we need the RBD simulation to run. Okay, so let's go back to the start, visualize the solver, play that through. So here we've got the motion that we want. However, we don't have the full geometry that we want. So we need to take this animation information and transfer it to the full geometry that we want. Okay, so if I was to bring in, well, in a minute I will, I and you will be bringing in all of the geometry, right? So some other files, and we'll bring in the top, the seeds, and the hairs. And if we just connect that up here, we'll get a different result because the collision shape is different. So, it won't look the same and it won't match up with our fluid sim. So what we need to do, first of all, is bring in those other bits of geometry, right? So let's go back to the start so we're not simulating again. So Alt click and drag and out. So we got the body, the seeds, hairs, and the top, right? So let's go and actually grab them. So the body, hairs, the seeds, and the, what's this, the top. Accept on that. Come here to this size. We'll bring that down after. Whoops, not jump back. Tab. Just grab a merge. Bring these all together. Select them all. Connect them up. There we go. Press F8 so we can see what we've got. Perfect. We got the body in twice there, so just Y to get your scissors and cut that up. Great. Let's see, we've got, if we look here, we got some groups. Just kind of, without any information. So I'll just delete them and then make some new groups. So if we grab a group, delete, just to get rid of all those. And grab group 1, put a star, and that will delete anything called group with something. And then we'll name these ones. Right, so we'll grab a group node. Don't need to do anything aside, just give it a name. So this is the top, so call it top. Give ourselves some more space here. Alt click and drag to get another one. Call this seeds. Seeds. Another one will be hairs. And the last one, the body. Body, there we go. Just looking a bit messy here. So what you can do, if you select all of these nodes, hold, I think it's A, yeah, and then click and drag to the right. And that will line them up for you. Same with the bottom. If you, same again, if you go up, they'll align like that. And do it again to the right, and they'll line up to the right. Nice and tidy. Great. Like to subdivide some of the parts, but not all of it. If we drop a subdivide here, okay, that's going to subdivide everything, but we don't need to do all of it, just the body and the top. Perfect. And I'll drop, well, not yet, actually, we'll leave that as it is. Okay, now I'm going to move that over here. So our sim is very dependent on these conditions, right? So if we change anything here, especially in the attribute randomizers, the size of the grid, scatter, we're going to get a different result. So we don't want to change any of this, right? So I need 2 of these. to get the same, because I need the same thing 2 times. So I could just copy and paste it. But another thing I can do, if I select everything that I want, right click and go to Actions and create reference copy. So I'll get a copy of that. However, in every parameter here, if you click on the attribute name, you get a reference to the other grid that you copied from. You can see there's grid 1, which is the name of this, and size X. So it's basically copying anything from there in here. It's the same thing. It's the same as something we've done before, is right click, copy parameter, and then paste relative reference. It's basically the same thing, but doing it all for you. Okay, so actually on the right here, we don't want all of this geometry. We only want the strawberry body by itself. Okay, so let's put that back how it was. So we just, maybe I'll just alt click and drag on this to grab that body and just connect that up there. Okay, so we've got the full strawberry here and then just the body here. So now if we take a look, we should have the same thing on both sides. So let's jump into the camera, take a look there, and take a look at this. Oh, I've got the top there. Let me just grab the body. There we go. There, so you see, because we've got everything the same here, we get the same distribution of both of them, right? Great, so now we need to get this transformation onto this geometry that we've got here, right? So to do that, we need to grab the points. So here you can see the simulation points. So if I grab a null, connect that up here, then I've got these points which, as you can see, transform, and they also include the rotation and scale information from this simulation, and I need to transform that onto this. So we use something called a transform pieces. There it is. Okay, and then to this end we connect the points. Onto the left, the geometry, visualize that, and there we go. Okay, so this is this geometry being transformed by this information without having to simulate again. Okay, so you can see there, that's the original simulation, and that's this geometry. So great, so this is what we will render eventually. So let's drop another null down here, and let's put out full strawberry. Great.